Cyber stories, the best stories you might have missed. Some of you might know I have a newsletter. And every week I send the most important stories that happened in cyber in the previous week. It's actually not just my newsletter. I work on it with a team of people. It's free of charge. You can join at any time. What this newsletter made me do is read so many articles, so many stories about cybersecurity, and every week I choose the 5 most interesting ones. What I want to do now, I want to talk to you about some of those stories. I actually brought 3 stories right now, and maybe if we'll have time, a bonus story. Some of the things that happened since the last conference, since the last Cyber Week, not the one that happened in 2020, which was completely virtual, but the one that happened in 2019. So some stories that you have missed, I just had to choose some of the most interesting stories, though there are amazing other stories. So let's dive in to the stories that happened during the COVID-19. Okay. So story number 1 deals with the Russian hackers against Tesla. Again, a famous case, a brilliant case. If you're not familiar with it, you should get familiar with it. So Tesla, everybody knows Tesla, right? The story goes like that. There is a guy, a Russian citizen named Igor. Igor has a friend that works for Tesla. Now, this friend is also a Russian-speaking person, and they have been friends for several years now. One day, Igor calls his friend from Tesla, and he tells him something like that. Listen, friend, I'm coming to the United States. Me and several of my friends are going to have this wonderful weekend in the United States. You should join us. And this Tesla employee says, yeah, sounds great. Igor travels to the United States. The moment he leaves the plane, he buys a phone, and he tells his friend from Tesla, listen, only use this number. They have this amazing weekend. They go to some of the most beautiful places in the United States. In retrospective, Tesla employee would say that Igor actually acted a bit strange. While everyone were taking pictures, taking selfies, posting those pictures on Instagram and other places, Igor was avoiding all of those photos. At the end of this weekend, Igor came to his friend from Tesla and he says, you know what? We had a wonderful weekend, right? We had great times. And Tesla employee says, yeah, it was great. And Igor says, well, I have an offering for you, a suggestion. It's something, I don't know what you will think about it, but I have some friends who will be willing to pay you a lot of money for a very small favor. Igor, Tesla employee says, wow, okay, what is a lot of money? And Igor says, $500,000. Okay, Tesla employee says, what is this small favor? And Igor says, I will give you a small discount key, USB drive. You need to connect it to your computer in your office and click on something. It will take 9 seconds. Have you ever made $500,000 in 9 seconds? This is it. Tesla employee says, wow, that actually sounds interesting. Let me think about that. He goes back to his office, immediately tells his boss. The boss tells his boss, and they immediately go to the FBI. Now, the FBI says, wow, this is an interesting story. We want to record. Igor tells you that. So Tesla employee calls Igor, says, let's meet again. I want to ask you a few more questions. They meet again. Tesla employee says, well, I'm afraid that the moment I will connect something to my computer, the security team will all jump on me, they will catch me, and I don't want that. And if you read carefully, the indictment, the document describing what Igor said and did, you see that what Igor offered is that we will set on a specific time and date, and on that time, we will conduct a DDoS attack against Tesla. And this is a very noisy attack, so the Tesla security people will be preoccupied with this attack. They will not notice that you connected something to your computer. You don't even have to connect it to your computer. You can connect it to someone else's computer. Tesla employee says, well, yeah, sounds great, but I feel that $500,000 is not enough. I'm taking too much of a risk. And Igor says, OK, we will give you $1 million, either in cash or Bitcoin, whatever you want. Tesla employee says, yes, sounds great. He leaves the room. A short time after that, the FBI arrests Igor. And everybody on the news talk about the fact that the Russian gang tried to pay $1 million for Tesla employee. Elon Musk said on Twitter, much appreciated, this was a serious attack. This is Igor. This is the person that we've been talking about. Now, this is very strange for a hacker to do that. Usually, hackers will enjoy the anonymity that the internet provides. A hacker in Indonesia might attack someone in the UK. An hacker in Iran might attack someone in Israel. An hacker in China might attack someone in the United States. For a hacker to take their own passport and visa, to go on a plane with their own suitcase, to shake the hand of an employee of a company that you want to attack, that shows you how brave and how sophisticated hackers have become. If this kid, this 20-something years old kid, is willing to pay $1 million in cash to a Tesla employee, it's just to show you the power, the strength of those gangs. And I meet CEOs all over the world, and I ask them, do you trust your employees? And they say, yes. And I ask them, do you trust each and every one of your employees to say no to $1 million? It is a whole new world with regards to the amount of effort and time that hackers are willing to invest in order to attack organizations. Story number 2 deals with this device, the ledger. This is a brilliant story. If you don't know what the ledger is, it's a hardware wallet. You can put Bitcoins and other type of cryptocurrency on this device. Instead of storing them on your computer, you can store them on this device, and this is supposed to be much more secure. It's actually much more secure than most ways of storing cryptocurrency. This is why this is such a brilliant solution that everybody uses. Now, hackers love stealing Bitcoins. Why? Because with a single click, you can steal hundreds of millions of dollars, and this is it. It's like cash money you can transfer over the internet. The moment you stole this money, nobody can do anything. Ledger had a breach. They had a breach where information about many of their customers got stolen. And because of this breach, a lot of things started happening, like this brilliant story, where this guy said, I got an email from unknown stating my full name and physical address because of your leak. What you're actually going to do about it. So the message that this guy, Ledger customer said, received was that. I will try to read it. This is the email that he received. I'm not afraid to invade your home. I don't want to make this any harder than it is to be. I'm offering you $500. Shouldn't be much to you considering the recent bump to leave you alone. So after the leak of Ledger's customer, the customer started receiving emails saying that if you will not pay me money, I will physically arrive at your house and maybe kill you or do other things. Because those people, the hackers know that if you have a ledger, you probably have a lot of Bitcoins, you might be rich, so they're threatening. So those kind of things happen. But then Ledger started taking this seriously. They published information. They published emails saying, we're sorry. They worked together with their customers in order to deal with this incident. Up until now, everything is great. For their larger customers, the customers with a lot of money, they even sent a new ledger with this apology letter from the CEO explaining what happened, telling those customers to transfer their money from the old ledger to this new ledger. But you know what happened? The amazing thing is that this ledger was not sent by the company. It was actually sent by the hackers. If you open this ledger, this box, you could see that there is a real ledger inside, all the papers, everything. It looks exactly like the ledger you would buy directly from the company. But if you open the ledger, if you open the device itself, you can see that the hacker changed the hardware inside this device. The moment you connect this device to your computer and transfer the funds into it, the hacker have your private key. That means that they can steal your entire cryptocurrency, everything that you have. And this is amazing. This is just to show you how sophisticated those hackers have become. So I don't have any more time. I think I have like 20 seconds. If not, let me know. But if I don't have the time for story number 3 and the bonus story, I don't have the time. I do have the time. No, I don't have the time. Okay, so let me just tell you that the bottom line of those two first stories is that don't underestimate the hackers. The hackers are amazing, and they will invest a lot of time and efforts in attacking you. Maybe I will have time for the next story to tomorrow.